English students. Today I want us to talk about the research paper. So I'm going to go over the topic sheet, show you how to find the works cited page example in the textbook, how to do in-text citations, and how to find outside sources using the library's resources specifically, the databases and ebook database, that sort of thing. So first I want to start off by going over this topic sheet. It's also included in the week 5 content folder, so definitely open it up and take a look. So a research paper requires outside sources of information. So that could be books, articles, videos, interviews. I'm open to different styles of outside sources. So if you're not sure if the outside source is a good source to use, feel free to email me and ask. Even if you want to send me a link to the website, I'll check it out. So you're using these outside sources to fully argue a stance on a particular topic. Every source that is utilized must have both in-text citation attached to the sentence that has the source's information. So for example, Bowden would be the author's last name, and then the information came from page 45. It'll also need a citation on the works cited page. So you'll need that parentheses at the end of the sentence that has the information you found and a works cited page citation. This research paper must include at least 2 outside sources. So 2 outside sources isn't much, so that's a minimum. So say if you find 3, 4, or 5 outside sources that you want to use, you can, but for this assignment, the minimum is 2 outside sources. The rough draft is due Monday, March 1st by midnight in the discussion board, and we're going to do peer review with it just like we did for the first essay. The final draft is due Monday, March 8th by midnight in content, and the final draft is the one I'll grade, and it has to be complete and ready to grade by March 8th. It's worth 100 points and 30% of your final grade. The research paper should be at least 1,000 words in length, and that's like the outside sources, that's a minimum. So if you went over 1,000 words, that's fine as well. Your works cited page does count towards the word count too, so factor that in as you're typing. The formatting is 12-point Times New Roman font, double space with MLA heading and style. I do want to emphasize that there's a good example in the Siegel textbook on page 161 that has MLA heading on it, so definitely use that as a guide. It was page 161 in the Siegel textbook. You'll also have to have a works cited page, and that's something you didn't have to have for the first essay. So I want us to take a look at the textbook on page 168. Page 168 in the Siegel textbook has the best example I've found of a works cited page. And so notice that the citations for your outside sources are all in alphabetical order. Also notice that the page starts with a works cited title at the top and it's centered. And also your citations are all double spaced. Citations are set off from one another by using what's called hanging indent. It's the opposite of how you indent your paragraphs. The first line of a paragraph is indented and the rest of the lines aren't indented. For the citations, it's the opposite, where the first line is not indented and the second, third, and fourth lines are. So if you need any help figuring out how to do hanging indents in Microsoft Word, just let me know because I can walk you through that process. But you will have to have a works cited page with at least 2 outside sources cited on it. So if you have any questions about how to cite a particular source too, feel free to email me. I can help you cite websites, interviews, Netflix documentaries, anything that you find. So, but you will have to have a works cited page. The research paper is open topic, which open topic, a lot of students are like, what could I possibly write about? Choose the topic you're interested in, because the more interested you are in the topic, the more interesting it'll be for me to read. So definitely choose a topic you're interested in. But even though it is open topic, I do want you to have a topic proposal submitted. And that's just going to be a short outline that you'll submit in the discussion board. And that's due by midnight on Wednesday, February 17th. And I'll remind you again, of course, of the announcements. And it's in the course calendar. But just to give you a heads up, you'll have to do a topic proposal and submit that proposal to me by midnight, Wednesday, February 17th in the discussion board. I do have a final draft late submission rule. It's 10 points off every day that's late, but just try not to turn it in late and you won't have to worry about having any points taken off. All of your final drafts are going to be graded using the same grading rubric that the first essay was graded with. And that is actually on the Getting Started page of Blackboard. If you ever want to take a look at the grading rubric, it's at the bottom of the Getting Started page. It's also scanned with anti-plagiarism software, and this is particularly important with a research paper because it's going to highlight the sentences you found from other sources and then tell me where you found it. So just make sure you have those in-text citations, and I'm going to show you the best page for an example in our textbook. Page 123 has the best example of in-text citations, and those are ones with actual page numbers. But if you found an online source, this would be good for books, like it has the author and the page number listed. If you don't know the author, so some online articles do not have authors listed. Page 125, number 7 is a really good example. And then the one without page numbers is a little further in. Here it is. Page 128, number 16 has an example of how to do a work without page numbers. So just flip around. It's between page 123 and 128. They'll have examples for how to do the in-text citations for each source. So definitely check that out. But now that we've gone over the topic sheet, works cited page, and in-text citations, I want to show you how to access the library's resources because they have got so many databases and articles that are all peer-reviewed, which means that they're legitimate academic articles that have been fact-checked. So now we're going to take a look at my computer. Actually, I might just do it like this. So I'm on Wallace's main page. It's just wallace.edu. And then you'll go to Campus Life and Resources and Library. So all I did is wallace.edu, Campus Life and Resources, and Library. And once you click on Library, you'll just scroll down. And the best place to look is LRC databases. And then they've got Alabama Virtual Library is a really good source. The Wallace eBook collection is fantastic as well. So I think those would probably be the best two options to look at. But as you're researching, check out the AVL and the ebook collection. For Alabama Virtual Library, there's a little bit to click into. You want to go to college and university. And then there's so many database options, but I'm going to show you some of the best ones I've found. EBSCOhost is particularly helpful. It has a lot of general topics that you can search. So EBSCOhost is one of the best. Another really good one is Gale Power Search. And that's right here. And they're in alphabetical order, but Gale Power Search is another particularly helpful database. So, and they will actually cite it for you in these databases. So that's one aspect that's particularly helpful. So I'm going to search for one that I know will be in here. Shakespeare. One of my favorite authors, of course. So say you find an article and you click into it. You can cite it. First of all, you can email it to yourself, which is helpful so you don't have to print it out, but it'll even cite it for you. So right up here it says cite. If you click that, you can copy and paste the citation into your works cited page. So you cannot get any more convenient than that. You guys are so lucky to have that tool. So I wanted to make sure you guys realize that these databases will cite the article for you, which is fantastic. So let me know if you have any questions as you're finding your research or citing research. I'm happy to help at any given time. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.